Hello everyone, welcome. This is Kiran CK, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Government First Aid College, Dodbalapu. In this today's session, let's have a discussion with regard to the concept of business ethics. It is one of the subject of BCom graduates. Before going to that subject, let's have an eye on learning objective of this particular session. It is to understand the basics of business ethics. So before going in detail, in this particular session, we will going to discuss only with regard to the introduction to business ethics. Ethics is a branch of social science. It deals with moral principles and social values. It is study of what is right or good for human conduct. Ethics separate good or bad, right or wrong, fair and unfair, moral and immoral, and proper and improper human action. Of course, this how that business ethics have been concept has been developed in the sense the term ethics in business originates along with the business. When the business, I mean to say, we all know that business is nothing but economic activities, buying and selling of goods and services for making profit. In this mode of making profit, the business enterprises have been inculcated certain malpractices, corrupted activities, or unfair activities. This term business ultimately has been followed from ancient time, but that ethics concept has been adopted because it has been defined with regard to how the business activities has to be followed. It will going to define what is good, what is right, what is fair, as well as how that particular values have to be adopted to the welfare or well-being of human as well as the society. So this concept of ethics was developed in 1970s in United States for the first time because of business malpractices. Whatever that individual organizations have been followed, those are all become a reason for development of the concept of business ethics. Next, I have a meaning of business ethics. Ethics, that word is derived from Greek word ethikos, which means character, conduct, custom, or habit. We can define here character in the sense how that particular behavior of a person or a behavior of a group of people will going to define on other person, other group of people. That conduct, how it has been adopted and followed in a routine of activities. Custom or habit. I mean to say that certain principles, certain nature, how those things will going to define their nature. Ethics are an arrangement of decent principles and the branch of attitude which defines what is good for individuals and society. Here we can easily understand that ethics is nothing but by adopting certain principles, obviously those principles will going to define the attitude of what is good or what is fair to overall uh, individual persons as well as overall society's activities in a particular human conduct. The concept of ethics have been derived from religious philosophies and cultural. These ethics have not only been restricted to one particular area, it has also been covered all the sections, all the segments of human behaviors. So here the ethics will also going to cover certain religious practices, certain philosophers' thoughts and cultural habitats, which will ultimately all together will going to define a good character to the business activities. In this next session, let's have a differences between ethics and morals. Usually we will going to think about ethics is nothing but moral, but we have slight differentiation between these two, ethics and morals. Let's have what are all those differences between these two. Initially, it is the essence of values and habits of a person or group, but morals relates to principles of right and wrong, good or evil. That word ethic is derived from Greek ethikos, which means character, but the moral principles relates to certain principles of right and wrong. Ethics is accepted because of personal principles, whereas the morals are accepted because of culture, religion, traditional principles. Ethics include morals, but morals are part of ethics. Of course, ethics is a broader concept. It will going to cover all the segments, whereas the moral is a small part or a small particular segment of the concept of ethics. Next, we have differences between ethics and legality. Ethics and legality. Ethics do not use force. Any sort of compulsion or any sort of enforcement will not be being followed by that concept of ethics. But legality will, that law uses force. That enforcement is to be followed in a legality. Ethics concentrates on do's. Your ethics will going to concentrate on what are all the good, what are all the fair things, what are the things to be followed. But legality concentrates on both what are all the don'ts, do's as well as don'ts. I mean to say that what are the things to be followed, what are the things not to be followed or not to be adopted. Ethics is a broader concept, whereas legality is a narrow concept. Broader in the sense it will going to cover all the segments, but legality has been restricted to only one particular defined segment. Ethics, it does not specify punishment for any offense, but legality specifies certain punishment for offense. If you have done any sort of mistakes, you should be punishable. But ethics will not do such things. It will going to define you which is good or which is bad. Thank you.